We're in the end game now, bitch!
Whoa! Did Chris Evans just walk through the door?
Whoa, what an accurate looking Thanos mask, Greg!
I'll let John know you're here and then we can get going, okay, buddy?
Well, Greg, you do know I only have one extra ticket, right? I can't bring John.
I can't tell him that.
Tell me what? Oh, hey, John. That's an accurate looking Gamora outfit.
Thanks, Kyle.
That looks terrible.
Yeah, it looks stupid.
What can't you guys tell me?
Hey, man, I'm really sorry. I only got one guest pass for Greg. You know how these press screenings are.
Well, Greg and I promised each other the first time we watched this it would be together, so if I can't go, he can't either. Right, Greg? Greg? You're not gonna go without me, are you? No!
I ignored an MCU screening once. I cannot do that again. Even for you.
I won't let you go without me.
I got an extra ticket to the Endgame screening!
Is this an old message?
This girl canceled on me! She pulled the whole Me Too card! It got very awkward!
You have a security camera to your front.
Can you buzz me in?
This is great! This means I can go now! No. No, wait! Greg, think about this, man. No!
Hi guys, I'm Greg Alba.
I'm John Humphrey.
I'm Kyle Eilerman.
Kyle Eilerman from Fan Theory TV. Thanks for being here, buddy. Thank you to everyone who helped us out with that little opening sketch. Patrick Hogue, go follow him on Twitter. My girlfriend Olivia really helped out a hell of a lot as well. Kyle did the VFX for that part with it. Oh, Andrew. Andrew, thanks for showing up for that.
Back from the dead.
And yeah, that was a really fun sketch to put together. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We literally have just come home from watching Avengers Endgame. We're going to do our absolute best to make sure we don't spoil jack about this movie. Expect a spoiler review from us later on this week. The most I can really do, I think any of us can really do, is just sort of express our feelings on the movie, because the way the Russo brothers worked with the marketing team, or Kevin Feige, whoever, really, like, I know a lot of people really involved with the marketing for this. They did such a great job at concealing so much that goes on in this movie. Like, such a great job.
And in less obvious ways, perhaps, than Infinity War, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It made even the trailer manipulation was different this time.
I am so grateful for the trailer manipulation. It was a weird experience to be like, I am so glad they hid that shit in that shot and hid that shit like so much throughout. This movie definitely, like, the way the trailers pitch this is more of a darker piece, something that'll probably be more character driven as well, because Infinity War has so many different characters, and this is not Infinity War Part 2. This is like a completely different kind of movie in tone, style, the story they're telling, even the scope and how they're capturing this specific tale. And I felt it was more character driven. It's definitely a much more heavy on the drama. And you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. With Infinity War, I remember watching that feeling like I have to process this a little bit before I really realize how I feel about this movie. I don't know where it ranks in terms of all the MCU. I would definitely say this is probably most likely my favorite Avengers movie. in terms, and that's including Captain America Civil War, which is like essentially an Avengers film. 25 minutes into this movie, I remember thinking, man, this is great. This is so different. This is so unexpected. And then the surprises wouldn't stop, and the drama kept delivering. The action's great too. You know, I loved this, and it's not one of those things where like, oh, you just have a euphoric high because you just came out of it. No, I know how I feel about this movie.
I agree with everything you said. It was definitely full of surprises, to say the least. Definitely was a culmination of everything we've been working towards, and I mean that in every sense of that word. I didn't see a lot coming, and normally I see these things coming. It's normally what I do. I was definitely surprised. There's a lot to unload. There's so much in this movie that I can't really say without spoiling. It felt totally like unique, and it totally was Marvel Studios, the movie.
Yeah, it really is. And for me, coming out of Infinity War, like like you said, there's a whole lot to take in and process. And for me, I feel like I'm still absorbing the impact of this movie. But in that same breath, I will say, like, whatever expectations I set forth for it, I think it definitely satisfied those. I mean, it surprised me with a good amount of things, and it also just gave me a good amount of things that I was hoping for or was expecting. You know, we've all got predictions and theories and whatnot, but the kinds of beats I was hoping they would deliver, for the most part, they do. Moments here or there where you could tighten things up. It's a 3-hour movie, but for the most part, it flew by for me, and I was always pulled in. And that's something because I think on this panel of 3, these movies are more favorites for you guys, and I really admire what the Russo brothers have been able to do with these, because both Infinity War and this feel like really distinct events. And yeah, like especially pitted against some of the previous Avengers movies. I mean, I always hold the first one as special because it achieves something special, and I feel like Infinity War and this movie, Endgame, have done that again for the first time since.
In terms of like the culmination aspect, I think all of us thought that's what Infinity War is going to be. You know?
And in a way it is.
And in a way it is, but this one especially is the defining culmination of the MCU. Like it truly is.
Yeah, it's like Infinity War is a culmination of perhaps all the characters and plot lines colliding, but I feel like Endgame is the culmination of the spirits.
The character development in here, does it have that Marvel humor? Yeah, it does. There's some really funny moments, but the drama hit, like, more than any Avengers movie, it really hit hard. The one thing I would say to expect a little bit is there will be some slower moments. I don't think they're dull moments. I don't think there's any boring moments. There are moments where you're like, oh, they're really letting the drama play out here. They're really letting these characters just interact here. I love that they did that, especially for an Avengers Assemble kind of movie. Whew, it's so hard to just chit chat about this movie without
Infinity War is a shorter movie with way more stuff jammed into it, and this movie has a lot to get done too, but that was one thing I definitely appreciated, was also the shift in tone and the embracing, not that it's somber throughout, but yeah, giving some of these moments more life to breathe, so that when the journey actually kicks off, you know, it really does feel as natural as it can be for how immediate it needs to be. You know?
I felt Infinity War kind of jam-packed you with characters without...
And spectacle. Too.
Yeah, without necessarily focusing as much on the characters. Whereas this movie, it was focusing truly on the story and on the characters and their connection to each other.
I mean, to me, this is my favorite Clint Barton. Best Nebula we've gotten.
Definitely.
I mean, if you already love Captain America and Tony Stark, like all the other ones, you're going to just really love them here. There's additions to be had with them. They take every character here to another level. They really elevate everyone here. And I just love the mood of this movie, too.
Yeah.
That was one of the other things that I was kind of taken aback by. I thought, like, maybe the trailers are just showing us just dark, epic, heavy. The mood, like, in some ways, there are scenes here that just feel like a mood piece.
It is that, like, high stakes, you know, like finality, like the closing of a chapter of sorts.
It stands out way apart from all the other movies, not just Avengers, but the entire MCU in terms of its tone and how...
Yeah, it's unique.
It really is an epic.
Yeah, expect the unexpected, because there are things that maybe perhaps you've been wanting to see in an MCU movie that you're going to get here. There are things that maybe you predicted might happen, but then when they do it, it's even cooler than you thought it would be, you know? There were tears to be had. I won't say why, because there were tears I had fucking early on and shit in this movie. And there are tears, like, I won't say when the tears took place, but there are times in this movie where you do hear the whole theater crying.
There's also a lot of really good comedy that they still
Yeah.
fit in here.
And different kind of suspense and different kind of tension than we're used to in these MCU films. They don't just rely on heavy-handed spectacle. Really good directing and writing, you know?
Yeah, and I think in
It's
a
like
way
film.
too.
This one's a film. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is to a degree a collision between a massive blockbuster spectacle with
Yes.
more film inclinations on
Yes.
its mind. And one thing, too, I think they did a really beautiful job and a very natural job of is tying in the history of the 10, 11 years we've spent building this world on screen.
True.
And I won't go into grave detail about that, but I thought, you know, especially with the way they rolled out the ads being like, look how far we've come, I thought the movie
I get why
also
they did that.
encapsulated
Yeah.
that in a nice way.
This is the ultimate fan service movie for the MCU, but it doesn't just solely rely on that. It uses those elements to truly tell a tale and even make stories that you might not really are not maybe the most well received in the MCU kind of even better.
It does retroactively use some things in a nice way. Yeah.
We won't say any more, all right? We won't say any more, but yeah, I love this one. I don't know where it ranks in the MCU for me personally, but I think in terms of the Avengers movie, it's got to be my favorite. Yeah.
Absolutely agree, 100%.
Mad significance, man.
All right, guys. Well, I don't know. Just leave your thoughts.
Yay or nay?
Subscribe
Leave
to
it
the
in
Reject Nation. Click that notification bell. The lucky person who's going to get a shout out here from our Patreon page today is a woman named Jenna Randolph.
box. Hey.
Jenna is someone who attends a lot of cons in her state of Wisconsin where she lives out at. She doesn't get to travel as much as she'd like to. But Jenna, I've gotten to really know you over the past couple months. You are such a sweetheart. I just want to thank you. I know I usually make some kind of weird sarcastic joke, but I just want to thank you so much for being here. You are truly a delight, and I just love getting to know you. And I know how much you love getting these shout outs, but really, like the amount of positive energy you've thrown our way does not compare at all to like whatever the hell we say in a funny shout out. So I just want to say something sincere. And lastly, follow Kyle, Fan Theory TV. See you guys. Go watch Endgame.